Hey everyone! Welcome to the first week of June. So this week at our virtual stay and play, we will be studying, or our theme is continuing with bugs, but we're talking about butterflies. And one of the books that we're going to be reading this week is called The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. So we're going to make some stuff, 3 crafts that relate to that book. So the first thing I did is I took some green paper, and you can cut as many circles as you want out, but I used a cup and I traced around with a pencil and then I cut them out. So moms and dads and grandparents, if you're doing this with your kiddo, please, one suggestion is that you don't have to use a glass. You can use a plastic cup, obviously, but let them do the tracing and do the cutting. Those help with their fine motor skills. And for those kiddos getting ready for kindergarten, that's a transition skill that is important. So, I happen to cut 4. You can cut however many you want. And then I cut 1 out of red paper. So now all I'm going to do is take a glue stick, and I am going to just put one little edge, and glue the next one on. And I don't want this to be straight, so I'm actually going to put this one down like this, and then this one over here. So, because I didn't want a straight caterpillar. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the red one on. So I am going to put it right here. And then what I'm going to do is do a little face. And I'm going to give him a smiley face. And look, there's a very simple caterpillar from A Very Hungry Caterpillar. And you can make these bigger circles, smaller circles, whatever you want. I just pulled a random glass out of my cupboard. So you can do whatever you have on hand. So there's one craft with Very Hungry Caterpillar. The next one is I took a green sheet of paper again and I cut it into strips. I just drew lines, again, for parents or caregivers. Just draw lines on the paper, use a ruler. I just marked up 1-inch increments for ease. And then have the kiddos cut, because again, this is a good fine motor skill and transition skill for those older kids. So I just cut, how many did I cut? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I cut 1 out of red. Okay, so all I'm doing is making a chain. You can actually take and you can glue and just make a chain. I'm actually taking a stapler just so that it dries, so there's no drying time. And all I'm doing is making a paper chain. And this is a lot of fun, especially with the glue. If you have an older kid, they can use the stapler. But if you have a younger child, using it with the glue, paper chains are so much fun. And then I'm taking the red and doing the last one with the red. And the red paper I had was actually smaller, so it's a little bit smaller than the rest of the loops. And then what I'm going to do is make a little face on the red. And I'm going to make him smiley too. Okay, so now I have my let me put this away, my Very Hungry Caterpillar again. And it's just made out of paper loops. So this, again, fun activity. I used a stapler. You can very easily use a glue stick, and the kids would have a lot of fun with this one. So here's 2 Very Hungry Caterpillar crafts. So now the book, I don't want to give it away for those who haven't read it, but the caterpillar obviously turns into a butterfly. So this is a really simple craft. You can do stuff around the house. So I took a paper plate, and I didn't have any plain one, so I just took one that I had and tried to cut it where there was equal. The design was similar on each side. This is a skill you can actually start talking about early math skills with symmetry with some of your older kiddos. Symmetry it's an early math skill. Again, it's, you know, one side is the same as the other. So when we're doing a butterfly craft, that's a really easy thing that you can talk about symmetry with. So I basically cut a paper plate in half. That's all I did. And then on this side, I totally eyeballed it. Doesn't have to be fancy. Art is not perfect. So I just made a little, like, notch. In order for it to be symmetrical, I needed to not just put them together, okay? I actually needed to do this. So what I did is I took a pen, I put them back to back like this, and I just traced the cutout that I did, and as you can see, it's on the back of this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut that out. This can be done with older kids, but paper plates, especially if you use a thicker one like this one, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it with younger kids with scissor skills because it can be a little frustrating because it's a little bit thicker. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the two plates and again, I'm going to use a stapler. You can use glue, you can use tape, and try to kind of match them together. And there's that side, and do this side. If I can. I have a small stapler right here. I should have got my big stapler out. There, okay? So now I have this butterfly. So what I did is I happen to have craft sticks or popsicle sticks. If you want, you could use a piece of paper and just cut out a body. But I actually, out of any color really, but I actually had a popsicle stick. So I put two eyes on there, and here's another pre-math skill you can do. It's called patterning, and I did, any design. I did pink, yellow, green, pink, yellow, green. That's called an ABC pattern, and those are some early math skills that you can work with your older kiddos on. So I am actually going to use tape. Again, you can use glue, but I'm going to use tape here. I'm going to cut off that end because that was just... And I'm actually just going to tape the body right on. And now the kids can actually decorate it with, this is a wax paper plate, so I have crayons here. Those would actually probably be better. A marker might wipe off, but if you have a non-waxed paper plate, a marker would work fine. But just, now you can let the kids color on that. You could also let them color before you even cut the plate. But here is a butterfly craft. So we have Very Hungry Caterpillar and the butterfly. Here's our other Very Hungry Caterpillar. So I hope you all have a great week, and we'll see you at Stay and Play on Wednesday. Bye.